Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your betting game by hitting that subscribe button and never miss out on our daily content. Want exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join our Patreon. Links waiting for you in the comment section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. Indianapolis Colts versus Jacksonville Jaguars. This Sunday, the stars might finally align for the Jaguars to grab their first win of the season. They've been knocking on the door, with 3 of their losses coming down to the wire, each by a single possession. Now they return home for just the second time this season, facing a Colts team that's also been struggling to find their groove. While Jacksonville's stat sheet hasn't been glowing, the Colts haven't exactly been lighting up the field either. Here's the kicker. Jacksonville holds a dominant 14-2-2 record against spread, ATS, versus Indianapolis since 2015. That's not a fluke. That's a trend you can trust. Quarterback matchup, advantage Jaguars. Whether it's the rookie Anthony Richardson or the veteran Joe Flacco under center for Colts, Jacksonville should feel confident with Trevor Lawrence leading their charge. The Colts' passing game ranks just 21st in the league, and their once fearsome ground game is missing its spark with Jonathan Taylor sidelined due to injury. Sure, Indianapolis boasts the 9th best rushing attack, but without Taylor, that edge blunts against Jacksonville's formidable 10th-ranked rush defense. This matchup in the trenches will define the game, and I'm giving the home team the nod. Pick Jaguars -3. While the Jaguars' offense has sputtered at times this season, their defense has kept them alive in every contest. This unit should be able to neutralize the Colts' offense, forcing multiple 3-and-outs and suffocating any momentum. On the flip side, don't expect a shootout. The Colts' defense is also more than capable of frustrating Jacksonville's offense, setting the stage for a defensive slugfest. Bet on a low-scoring grind. This has all the makings of an ugly, gritty game where neither offense can get rolling. The under is already 3-1 in Jaguars games this season, and I see no reason why the trend won't continue. Expect a hard-fought battle where every point matters, but don't expect a fireworks show on the scoreboard. Pick under 45.5 points. Miami Dolphins versus New England Patriots. Let's be real. Tyler Huntley's showing against the Titans, 14-22, 96 yards, was far from glamorous. It felt like the low point for him. But here's the thing. It wasn't as disastrous as it seems on paper. No turnovers, a completion rate of just under 65%, and keep in mind, this guy has only been with Miami for about 3 weeks. The Dolphins were likely running a vanilla, stripped-down version of Mike McDaniel's offense, just trying to keep things afloat. Here's the exciting part. Huntley's only going to get better from here. As he spends more time in the system and builds chemistry with his new teammates, his comfort level will soar. And let's not forget, this Dolphins team is stacked with talent at the skill positions. Once Huntley starts clicking, he's got a treasure trove of weapons to lean on. This game presents a prime, buy low, opportunity on the Dolphins. If Huntley can just get the ball into the hands of his playmakers, Miami is going to be in prime position to pull out the win. The talent gap between these two teams is massive, and it's only a matter of time before that starts showing up on the scoreboard. Prediction: Miami Dolphins moneyline. Now, I wanted to make a case for the over here, especially with the low total on this game, but I just can't get there. Let's face it, the New England offense is straight up ugly right now. They're barely scraping together 13 points per game, ranking 31st in the league. Their passing attack, virtually non-existent, dead last with just 112.3 passing yards per contest. Sure, they can run the ball, but with 3 key offensive linemen either injured or out, including center David Andrews, how are they going to move the ball against a Dolphins defense that's finally getting healthy up front? On the flip side, the Patriots defense is no pushover, ranking 15th overall and allowing 21.8 points per game. Yes, Huntley is still learning the ropes, and while Miami should do enough offensively to secure the win, don't expect them to light up the scoreboard. It'll be a grind at Foxborough, and I expect points to be at a premium. Prediction: under 36.5 points. Cleveland Browns versus Washington Commanders. The last time these two met in Washington, Cleveland stunned the Commanders with a 24-10 victory as plus 2.5 underdogs. But this time, the entire landscape has changed. The Browns are spiraling toward the bottom of the league, while Washington has discovered a spark in their rookie sensation, one who could finally lead this team to the top of the NFC East. Both teams are limping into this matchup with injuries across the board, but Cleveland's situation is much more dire. Their backfield is in disarray with Nick Chubb sidelined, and defensive line is barely holding together, with 4 starters listed as questionable. To make matters worse, the Browns' defense is also battered, particularly on the edges, which should provide Washington's rookie QB Daniels with plenty of opportunities to shine. Daniels has been getting better every week, showcasing his dual-threat abilities that the Browns simply won't be able to contain in their current state. With Washington on the rise and Cleveland struggling just to stay afloat, all signs point to another strong outing from the Commanders. Pick: Commanders -3 points. Last season's matchup ended with just 34 points, cashing the under on a 40.5-point total, and this time around, the under looks just as appealing. The Browns' offense has been regressing week after week, and the loss of Chubb has only compounded their issues. Deshaun Watson. He's quickly turning into one of the league's biggest busts, and his shaky confidence is showing in his play. Against a Washington team with serious momentum, it's hard to see Cleveland turning things around this week. While Washington's offense has picked up the pace, nearly hitting this total by themselves last week, Cleveland should be reviewing the film and making adjustments. However, without the Browns contributing to the scoreboard, this matchup could turn into another low-scoring affair. Pick: under 43.5 points. Las Vegas Raiders versus Denver Broncos. The Raiders have had the Broncos' number lately, winning 8 straight matchups, including last season's 27-14 beatdown. But let's be real. Things are different this time around. With Davante Adams missing in action, Vegas had to shift their strategy, leaning heavily on the ground game in that win, but it was hardly dominant. And let's not forget, the Adams drama is still hanging over the locker room like a dark cloud, casting doubt on the team's focus and cohesion. Then there's the Raiders' injury situation. Max Crosby, their defensive linchpin, is questionable, and that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the injuries plaguing this team. Meanwhile, Denver is entering this game in relatively good health and with a defense that ranks among the best in the league. Last week, QB Nix may have only thrown for 60 yards, but he earned his first career touchdown, and that confidence boost could carry over into this game. Going up against a battered Raider squad, this is the perfect opportunity for the Broncos to finally break their losing streak in this rivalry. Pick: Broncos -2.5 points. Last year's matchup saw these two combine for 41 points, cashing the over on a 37.5-point total. But don't expect a repeat of that offensive output. This season's showdown is shaping up to be a defensive slugfest. The Raiders' most explosive player, Davante Adams, is on the sidelines again, and while Gardner Minshew has shown flashes of brilliance in the past, he's no elite QB. Now he's working with a rookie as his top target, which is not a recipe for offensive fireworks, especially against a Denver defense that ranks second in yards allowed. On the other side of the ball, Denver's offense is still a work in progress. Nix has shown promise, but he's far from polished, and his weapons are still developing. This will be his first taste of this intense rivalry, and the pressure could lead to a cautious, slow start. The under has hit in 6 of the last 10 meetings between these teams, and with both offenses struggling to find their footing, this looks like another low-scoring affair. Pick: under 35.5 points.